Good morning YouTubers, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're in the magnificent Kruger National Park in South Africa. A huge vast of land traversed by tar roads and dirt roads, and home to thousands of game animals that can on occasion provide problems when crossing these roads. In the summer months, when the foliage is full and abundant, you can't see more than 10 meters into the bush in a lot of places, so animals can explode from the side of the road and cause you all manner of problems. The speed limits in the park are 50 kilometers an hour on the tar roads and 30 on the dirt loop roads, and these limits are there for good reason. A lot of game can't, it's not visible from the side of the road sometimes when the bush is really thick, and these animals, especially if they're running or they're startled, they can just bolt out in front of you. And if you're going any faster than the speeds, and sometimes even at the speeds, if you're doing the speeds or even less, you can get caught out by these animals. So it's always best to drive at the speed limits or slower. And if you drive slower, you'll see a lot more of the wildlife in the park, because you're giving yourself more time to spot animals and birds and anything interesting that the park offers. Now, zebras are herd animals, and so are wildebeest and buffaloes, and a lot of the antelope species, impala, eland and things like that. And they often travel in either small family groups or very large herds, but it's not always possible to see the extent of the amount of animals that are in a group, especially if you go in the summer when the foliage is full. In the winter it's a little bit easy. You can see sometimes 200 meters into the bush because all the leaves are off the trees, but you've got to be mindful that there may well be more than you can see, so extreme caution is needed when you start seeing animals on the road in front of you. It could be a few and it could be a lot. Zebras normally travel in smallish family groups, a few animals, 6, 7, normally driven by a stallion from the rear with mares and foals in front. But mares with foals are even trickier, because the foals, because they're so young, they've not experienced a lot in life, they've not experienced a lot in the park, so everything's new to them, and they can be very, very skittish, and quite often they don't want to go the way that the herd wants to go for whatever reason, and they've got to be cajoled across the road by the mums. So you have to show a little bit more caution around young animals than you do around adult animals that are used to being passed by tourists and vehicles of all manner, lorries, trucks and cars. Quite often you'll get wildebeest and zebras travelling together. Sometimes there's a good mix, equal animals, and sometimes it's just one odd animal. You might get an odd wildebeest with a herd of zebra, or vice versa, and that's because an animal that gets ends up on its own through whatever reason, loses its group or gets chased off in a different direction, it will always try and find another herd to be a part of, because there's more eyes and ears listening for predators, and it feels safer in a group. There's less chance of it being the one that's picked out by the lions or leopards. So quite often, a small group of zebra might cross the road, and then following up in the rear you might have 1 or 2 wildebeest. So just because a group's passed doesn't mean it's the full group of animals that are travelling to. It's always best, once they've crossed the road, just give them 30 seconds just for it to be quiet and scan either side of the road, just to avoid accidents. You know, if you're on the holiday of a lifetime, you don't want to have unnecessary delays caused by accidents with animals. You know, it could ruin your day. You'd lose your deposit on your car if your car's damaged, if it's a hire car. There could be personal injuries if it goes off the road or whatever. So it's always best to be ultra cautious when approaching animals on the road. So enjoy the Kruger Park, enjoy all that it has to offer, the fabulous wildlife, the stunning scenery, and the absolute peace and tranquility that you'll experience in the Kruger Park. It is an astounding place, full of wonder. So be aware, observe the speed limits, take your time, scan both sides of the road. If you've got a partner with you, let them do the left hand side, and you're driving, you do the right hand side and ahead. Always be aware of what animals are around you. If you get into a group, this is a perfect instance. Let the zebras go and then a buffalo crosses from the other side. You've got to be aware of everything. And skittish animals, especially young animals, can always surprise you. But enjoy it, have a great time, drive safe, go well, and enjoy it. Bye for now.